Happy weekend. It's Friday afternoon and we should be rejoicing, but those of us in stock market land are doing anything but that. The market closed at the low of the year. It was down 500 points today. That puts the Standard & Poor's down somewhere around 23 or 24 negative percent for the year. I've done some work. How far can this go? It can go quite far. How much longer can it persist? It can persist for years. Okay, so trying to figure out bottoms, trying to figure out turning points by historical longevity. How long have these things lasted? It's fruitless. Okay, the problem is simply inflation that won't go away. It reared its ugly head today, and the core inflation is still up over 6%. The Federal Reserve wants it at 2%, and the Federal Reserve has raised interest rates quite a bit this year, and we're still not lowering the inflation. So it looks like the interest rate ball game is going to continue on, and the Federal Reserve war will continue on until we see inflation adjusting. That's the basic problem. The stock market problem is related to that because it affects price-earnings ratios of stocks. When interest rates go up, the discounting mechanism goes down and it lowers price projections. But aside from that, after a while, you keep raising these interest rates, and after a while you wonder, when is the economy going to fall out of bed? When are the stock earnings going to fall? So it's not only the multiple of the earnings, but if the earnings themselves fall, it could be more. That's the chief worry. But listen, we have got to undo 14 years of QE 1, 2, 3, 4, zero interest rate policy by Bernanke, and all of that at the Federal Reserve. So much money was printed and tucked away. When we try to reduce the amount of money, it keeps oozing out of the pores and the cracks of the wall, and it takes longer. So I think that's, in essence, the problem. We have to undo years and years of modern economic theory, which says you can print money till the cows come home and there's no effect. Well, we know the cows have been around for a long time right now, and inflation won't go away. So the issue is, how far lower, to what degree does this drop, and within what kind of a time interval to the bottom? And I still think the big enchilada is the election. And the results of the election will tell us what Americans want by way of government involvement, regulations, taxes, etc., and that will give us an eye into the future. Until we can see that, we're just guessing. And there's another 6 weeks of this, but it's admittedly painful. We're as defensive as we've ever been, and you know, we advocate for the same thing. We hold really solid stocks, about 1/4 of the portfolio. The balance is cash in treasuries, but that doesn't protect you 100% of the way if the environment's bad. So what we had today was a bad environment continuing, and in the immediate future we look for more of the same. As long as this inflation's around, Powell, the head of the Federal Reserve, is going to squeeze the interest rates higher, and this whole cycle starts again. So hang tough and trust in the fact that America has always come through these things before, and we're as defensive as we can be at this point. So try to have a good weekend. I just want to report this decline straight without any sugar on it. Thanks very much.